This episode is brought to you by shockwheels.com, the home of electric scooters exclusively for adults. Head over to shockwheels.com to view their range now.
You want to die tonight?
You are now listening to Home of Halloween's You Run podcast, the most interactive horror movie review podcast available. Every week I invite you to my Instagram page at Home of Halloween, where you get to vote on the movie I review next. Not only that, I want you to have a voice. I want you to be part of the show. Go to anchor.fm/Home of Halloween, leave me a voicemail and I will give it a play on the air. I also want you to be able to review the movies, which being a podcast is very tricky to do, but we found a way. I've created the 3-word review. Every week on Instagram and Twitter, I will post a picture of the movie we're reviewing and ask for your 3-word review. The best 3-word reviews get a read on the air and you get a shout out for your account as well. I want to say a special thank you to Madman Audio, whose music you're now listening to. He's a great supporter of the show, a brilliant guy. Head over to his YouTube channel and give him some support. Without any further ado, let's find out what movie you asked me to review this week. Thank you. Finally, I get to review a Purge movie. Almost every week in the Instagram polls, there's been a Purge movie. Every single week it's lost. And this week I get to review Purge Anarchy, which is the sequel to the first Purge movie. What I'm going to do, play you the trailer, and then I'm going to get straight into it.
In 5 seconds, you will experience anarchy.
You can't go out there. You know how dangerous it is. This won't bring him back. It won't make you feel any better. Don't do this.
It's late. You need to leave.
Traffic is building rapidly downtown as citizens rush to get home before commencement. If you're not purging, we advise you to get off the streets as quickly as possible. It'll soon be a war out there. Come on!
This is your emergency broadcast system announcing the commencement of the annual Purge. At the siren, all crime, including murder, will be legal for 12 hours. All emergency services will be suspended. Your government thanks you for your participation.
What is this?
Tonight allows a release. America, a nation reborn. Just drive. Stick to the plan.
Thank you.
Follow me.
We should be out of here.
As long as we keep moving, we're okay.
People like us, we don't survive tonight.
Oh my God, they're taking us.
This is the last purge of the evening. The bidding will start at 200,000.
Just remember all the good the purge does.
Okay, so the Purge Anarchy, sequel to The Purge, and gives us a completely different look on the Purge. So the original Purge movie focused on home intruders trying to get into a house, and showed us one side of why people purge. That it's for fun, for them to have a release. The Purge Anarchy showed us something else, which I really, really liked. It showed us a guy who is going out to purge to kill the people who killed his child. And you start asking yourself, well, is it justified? Could there be good to come from something like the Purge? And this movie really made me think about that a lot, and think about the idea of the Purge, and I really liked this film. I'm going to start off by giving it a score. This gets a solid 8 out of 10 for me. I liked the way it was directed. I liked the fact there was almost a Pulp Fiction-y style at the very beginning, where you had 3 separate stories that all tied together. I thought it was well done and well executed. I thoroughly enjoyed it. Moving on to fear rating for this. I rate fear out of 1 to 5. 1 being I'm not bothered at all, 5 being hide behind a pillow. This movie is scary, but not in a conventional way. It's not a film that utilises jump scares, or that really it's not a scary film as in the way The Conjuring would be a scary film. When this film gets scary is after you finish watching it, and you analyse it in your brain, and you think that if this was actually a thing, if the Purge existed, it would be the most terrifying thing ever. And based on that, I'm going to give this a 4 for fear. Not because the film itself was scary, but what it portrays and the idea that it puts across is genuinely terrifying. I don't think I would ever want to be in a situation where the Purge was a real thing. I don't think it'll ever happen, but it is genuinely a scary thing. So the movie itself follows the story of three groups. You've got the father who's going out to get vengeance for his for the death of his child. You've got the family who are living in an apartment complex that gets broken into, and they try to take the apartment complex. And then you've got a couple who I felt really sorry for, whose car just broke down on their way home from the Purge. I don't know about you, but if it was me and I wasn't purging, which I don't think I would be, the day of the Purge, I'd take that day off and I'd be doing lots of shit at home to make sure my home was safe and secure. But they didn't, and they've gone to the shop and that they break down on the way back. Throughout the course of the movie, all these 3 groups get intertwined. And it leads with the guy who's going out for vengeance is leading the others away and trying to keep them safe, because he knows what he's doing. He's very tactical. He's got weapons, and the others are clueless. They've just been stuck in the Purge and they don't want anything to do with it. It leads to them being captured and taken to almost like I don't think the best way to describe it, a rich person's do, where they're bidding to be able to purge the people that they've gone and caught. So rich people are going into an arena and they're killing people that the rich people of these teams have pulled off of the street. And it starts with bidding for them to be able to kill the group that have come in. I'm not going to give any more spoilers away of this movie, because this is one I genuinely want you to watch. And this week we're back to our normal format, so I'm not doing deep dives. I've done deep dives on the last 2 episodes. I'm going to leave deep dives to other people, because I find them a bit too long, and what's the point of me telling you everything in the movie? I want you to go and see it. So the Purge Anarchy I would definitely recommend. I would recommend the first Purge, and I would recommend Purge Election Year. The Purge series as a whole is fantastic. It's not everybody's cup of tea, but if you want a good film that's got some scary elements, that is a really well-grounded, original horror, then the Purge series is for you. And obviously with the Purge Forever coming out later this year, again, another add to the franchise. What I'm going to do next is I'm going to go into the 3-word reviews. So a picture went up of the Purge Anarchy's cover poster on Instagram and Twitter, and I've asked all of you to give me 3-word reviews. I'm going to read those out in a second, but first I'm going to give you some exclusive discount codes from our sponsors. I've been incredibly blessed on this show to have picked up 2 fabulous sponsors really early on, who've been very, very supportive, and they've created me some exclusive discount codes that I can share with you. One of them is shockwheels.com, wheels with a Z, who offer an electric scooter range exclusively for adults. They do 3 different scooters. They're all reasonably priced. And they're great. I mean, go and check them out on YouTube or on Instagram. And have a look at what the scooters can do, because they're cracking. They've also got a removable battery pack, so if you've been out and it's a bit grotty and muddy and shitty, you don't need to bring the whole scooter into your front room and mess up your cream carpet. You just take the battery out and go and plug it in. So you can leave the scooter by your front door or in your garage or wherever you want. So they're a cracking bit of kit. Also, we've got a sponsor, which is ilovefancydress.com. For Halloween gear, they are a cut above the rest. Animatronic props, they've got dancing clowns, they've got, what did I say on the yesterday? A life-size skeleton, life-size Mr. and Mrs. Skeleton. They've got Halloween costumes, they've got some licensed ones and unlicensed ones. They've got the official Michael Myers mask, which mine will be with me in the next couple of days. And then everything away from that as well, so 1920s, 30s, 40s, 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s, right up to now. Fancy dress, Hawaiian, the list goes on and on and on. This is the sort of site, if you're having a Halloween party or you're having any sort of costume party, go and have a browse and you will find something you want. So for both of these sites, we've got the same discount code. It's HOHSALE. That's HOH sale. On shockwheels.com, that'll give you £25 off your electric scooter, which makes them even better value for money than they were. And on ilovefancydress.com, that code HOH sale, that's HOHSALE, gives you 10% off your order. If you're like me and you buy a lot of fancy dress and cosplay and a lot of Halloween stuff, that discount code makes a huge difference to what I spend. So I'd invite you to go and check both of those out. That's ilovefancydress.com and shockwheels.com. If you can show them some support, it'd be greatly appreciated, because they really support us and really support me, and that they're great guys, all of them. So thank you very much. Okay, so I'm going to do your 3-word reviews. It goes up on Twitter and on Instagram. We're at Home of Halloween on both. I put a picture of the movie and then asked you to give it your 3-word review. Twitter, strangely enough, was not being very Twittery today, and I didn't get a single response, which is really unlike Twitter. So my Twitter followers who are listening, where were you? What happened? But I did get some from Instagram. I got some pretty good ones as well. I'm going to share with you the 3 best, and here they are. This week's 3-word reviews are brought to you by our Instagram followers. At official Bruce Martin, pretty damn good. At Elliot_the_horror movie_fan, let us purge. At Ivan Sinker, la noche salva. I apologise for my pronunciation and my terrible accent. That is translated into English as The Wild Night. And those are this week's 3-word reviews. Okay, thank you very much for our 3-word reviews from our Instagram followers. Right, what I want to talk about now is I want to get into money on these movies, and I'm not going to start on the Purge Anarchy. I'm going to start at the beginning on the Purge. So the Purge had a $3 million budget and worldwide gross of $89 million. So no guess as to why they wouldn't do a sequel. The Purge Anarchy, they increased what they put in. They put $9 million in, and they got $90 million back out. So again, a huge return. They then went on to make Purge Election Year, a $10 million budget, and it turned them over $118 million, which brings us on to the first Purge, which is the prequel to all of the other movies. $13 million budget, which turned them over $137 million off of $13 million. That's unheard of. That's sitting in the realms of Halloween franchise money. That is mega money on a very, very small budget. Which leads me on to a bit of a question, really. So the Forever Purge comes out later this year. The Forever Purge follows a story where the purge ends and the purgers do not stop purging. Now, I think it's got a very good premise. I don't know how well it's going to work, but they have spent a lot more money. They've doubled the money they've spent on that at $26 million. I'll be really interested to see what their return is and how much interest is in that movie. But I think that this could be potentially the most financially successful franchise in horror. I could be wrong, but I think that the return on investment is ginormous on this franchise against anything else. I don't think anything else really comes close to this. But we'll see when the Forever Purge comes out. What I wanted to do as a bit of a treat is I wanted to play you the trailer for the Forever Purge, because I watched it today and I think it looks fucking incredible. So I wanted to share that with you. So here's the trailer for the Forever Purge.
The annual purge will conclude in 3, 2, 1. Thank you for your participation.
We survived.
All police and emergency services have been reinstated. All crime, including murder, is now illegal.
Come on, let's get to work. One night only. Rest of the year is peaceful.
Help me! Help me! The purge is over, please!
No, it ain't. This is insane. Nobody hear the sirens? There's no crime anymore. Anything goes.
You rich can't hide behind your steel walls no more. Powerless. How's that feel? This is the real purge. The Forever Purge.
Hurry up! They're coming! Come on! Follow me! There's nowhere safe to go. No way to get help.
Oh my god.
We gotta find another way to get out of here.
This country's gonna collapse.
Mexico is opening its borders for the next 6 hours.
Let's go.
We're in this together.
English! Speak! Does this translate?
So that was the trailer for the Forever Purge. There's 2 reasons I played that trailer. One, because it's a cool trailer and I liked it and I wanted to share it. 2 was to emphasise one of the main reasons I think the Purge franchise is as successful as it is. Every Purge movie is uniquely different, and it had to be to keep people hooked. So the first Purge movie is all set in and around a house, people trying to get in to kill the occupants of that house. The second Purge movie, Purge Anarchy, that we've just been through, that is set in a large open world, is in a city. So it gives you the dynamic of the whole city, but also gives you the dynamic of a father out for vengeance. And if any of you have got children and someone hurt or, God forbid, killed your child, vengeance would be high on your agenda. Very, very, very high. So it gives you a different look at the Purge, where you go, actually, he's got a fucking good reason to go and purge. I'm completely behind him and I support him all the way. Then from there we go on to Purge Election Year, which if you want to watch them in chronological order, I think Purge Election Year is number 2 and Anarchy is 3, but I could be wrong. But I know Purge Election Year was released as the third film in their release dates. The third film focuses more on there's a group rebelling against the Purge and the corruption of the government and what they're actually getting from the Purge, because the government are getting something out of it. And again, it's a different element, it's a different hook, and the Purge films are very political and that they really tug on a lot of people and get a lot of people hit up. The last movie was the first Purge. The first Purge. And that shows us what life was like before the Purge, where there's high crime, and it shows that it kind of shows you that the Purge works, kind of. But every single one is uniquely different to the last. It's not just a case of we're knocking out a Purge 2, we're knocking out a Purge 3, where it's the same shit, we're going out and killing, it's the same thing over and over again. They've been very specific in making it different. And by the looks of the trailer of the Forever Purge, they've done that again, because now the Purge is over and people are still purging. That's not been done or touched on in any of the other movies, and it's something that I had a conversation with someone after I watched the Purge Anarchy, going, well, what's to stop them carrying on for an hour? And it's something that I thought of as a fan, going, well, yeah, the siren's gone, but the police won't be out for another 5 hours. They could carry on if they wanted. And I think that I think the studio knew that was something that people wanted to see. And again, it's another hook. What I would like to see for the Purge franchise is to take it out of the United States. I'd like to see a story where another government has looked at what's happening with the Purge in America and gone, that's a fucking cracking idea. Tell you what, let's implement that over here, and we're going to do our first Purge and give our people a chance for an outlet. I would like it to be done in a country where guns are hard to come by. For example, the UK. In the UK, you can't get a handgun. Even getting rifles and it's very, very difficult to obtain a gun. And I think doing it with a lot more knives and blunt force weapons would give the Purge a much darker feel. That there's something very impersonal about being shot by a submachine gun. Whereas if you've got someone who bludgeons you to death with a bat, that's a lot more personal and I think a lot scarier. And I'd like to see if they take it that way in the future. But only time will tell with that. The Purge franchise is far from over. I think this has got good legs in it. One of the reasons I think the Purge will continue, and it's a really stupid point, but I'm going to make it, is the siren. The siren you heard at the beginning of the show, that siren is gold. That is their license to print money with the Purge. And the reason why it's their license to print money, the same reason that the soundtrack from Halloween is the license to print money. And the Jaws theme is the soundtrack to print money. And the 1, 2, Freddy's coming for you. It's so recognisable at even a second of hearing it, you instantly identify what movie that is. And that is gold. That is absolute gold dust for a movie studio, and incredibly difficult to do. If you have a think now, horror movie wise, you can probably think of 5, maybe 6 tunes that you, as second you would hear it, you would know what that is. And there are hundreds of franchises of horror movies. That's one of the reasons the Purge will continue to go on long after the Forever Purge. Because there's no reason the studio wouldn't stop. They're spending $15-20 million a movie, and they're turning over 100 million. Why would you stop? I wouldn't. But anyway, that's enough about what I would like the franchise to do. Before I go, I want to say a thank you to everyone who supports us over on Instagram, everyone who supports us over on Twitter, everyone who listens to this show. Thank you very much, because without you, there's no point in me doing this. I'm just talking to the air. A big thank you to Madman Audio for the music he kindly provides for us. A thank you to shockwheels.com and ilovefancydress.com as well, because they're great supporters of the show, and they give me something I can give to you, which is the discount code of HOH sale to get you some money off, and I'm grateful for that. So I'm looking forward to what you choose for me to review next. As the opening of the show says, this is the most interactive horror movie review show ever. I want you to interact with the show. I want you to talk to me, send me messages, send me voicemails on anchor.fm /home of Halloween. Get involved in the 3-word review on Twitter and on Instagram. Become a part of the show. This show is run and controlled by you. And I do that because I want to do content that you want. I don't just want to go, I'm going to review Nightmare on Elm Street today. Because that's what I want it to be for you. You're listening to it, not me. I want to give you something to listen to that you want to hear. Thank you very much again. And I'm going to play you out now with the music from Madman Audio. Thanks very much, and I'll catch you on the next episode.
You want to die tonight?